Sharon. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We develop all sorts of rituals and traditions, don't we really? And Christmas is no exception to that. In fact, I think it's more so. When I was very young, I used to play from this exact book here. Well, exact in this exact edition. I've had to buy a new copy of it because it's just got used and it's fallen to pieces. It's a really fab arrangement of very simple beginner Christmas carols. And I used to play it loads when I was little at Christmas. And then I still use it now actually and just sort of beef out the harmonies as long as I've got the vague outline of the melody. So I used to play that ever such a lot. And then when I was a teenager, and this became a thing, I used to play this with my sister, and so every Christmas we'd play Walking in the Air. And it's strange really because my sister had piano lessons before I did. That's just the only reason I went, I think, because my sister went. And but then she didn't carry on and I did, and so in the end she sort of forgot how to play, and so I'd play the main sort of piano accompaniment, but she could just remember enough to knock out the tune up here, and we'd play a little duet, and we used to play it every year. And we had a little dog, a Yorkshire Terrier, who was slightly mental, you know, obviously too pedigree for his own good really. And if we ever used to sing, he used to sit by the piano howling, and then he'd start kind of like howling, singing along as well. And I remember one year we were absolutely creased with laughter playing this duet with the dog going crazy howling by our feet. And I remember like seeing all the neighbours standing looking out of the windows as if, what's going on in that house, what's this noise? So we used to play that all the time, and then it sort of dropped off the menu a bit. And then years later, my sister and I discovered it again, and so we'd play it again just for old time's sake. I think each time we played it we got rustier and rustier, but we can't quite let it go. And I think, was it last year, my daughter just popped round for a surprise visit, and just off the cuff we dusted off the copy, and I played the piano part and she played the flute part. It was by no means smooth or perfect, but we really enjoyed having a good play of that. And when the children were younger, they used to play little bits of carols from this book. In fact, it was from my old book. It's a shame that didn't survive. So they used to play. And my great aunt and the old neighbour next door who used to live next door, she'd come round. And I used to love it when they all got talking, because as they slipped back into old memories of bygone days, the dialect would slip way back into really old potteries, and it was barely recognisable. It was so fascinating to sit and listen to them all exchanging stories. And then my great aunt would sort of, after a sherry or two I presume, I don't know quite how she suddenly decided to do it, she'd sort of get over to the piano and she'd insist that she couldn't play. And then from memory, just out of a head from nowhere, she hasn't had a piano as long as I've known it. In my whole life she didn't have a piano, but when she was younger she used to play apparently, although she said she didn't. And then she'd sit at the piano and knock out these amazing belting tunes just from memory. And then I'd take over and we'd have a sing-song round the piano. And, you know, as years go by, these things change, don't they? You know, I mean, obviously the dog is no longer with us, nor is the great aunt or the next door neighbour really. And this year has seemed quieter than ever because I haven't even managed to do the Walking in the Air with my sister really. So this year, lots of those traditions that we sort of repeat without even thinking about it, we just take for granted, haven't happened. But nevertheless, I've dug out the old copies and just had a little playthrough all by my lonesome, just for old time's sake really. And it just surprises me. I don't see why it should surprise me really. There's no great revelation, but it surprises me that how ingrained into your life your music becomes, isn't it? You don't think it permeates much into sort of family society life, and then you think, well, actually its tentacles get all through your life, don't they? And it's this Christmas that's made me realise just how much I've missed that really. But never mind, I'm so grateful to still be able to dig out these and give them a bit of a whirl myself. I do hope you've had a lovely Christmas, whatever the circumstances, and I'm so grateful that music is part of that for us. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas. Bye bye.